Women don't really need men anymore, unfortunately. And here are the reasons why. In today's day and age, guys think they go to work, they come home, they play their video games, they watch their football games, they hang out on the couch playing with their phone, they go out with their friends, and that is their day.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Here, clearly, we have King of Simps, Temu, Jeff Bezos. Clearly, he can't be, attract any woman he actually wants, being, the masculine men that we ought to be. So instead, his tactic is to pander and, cater to women, just say whatever they want to hear. And I mean, to be honest with you, if you guys want, a good way, a business model out there is, pretty much just lie to women. Tell them everything that they want to hear. Queen, you can eat as much as you want, no matter what size you are. You're perfect the way you are. Your body count can be triple, quadruple digits. It won't matter. You're still 10 out of 10. Nothing's ever your fault, etc. And clearly that's what we have right here. King of Simps, Temu, Jeff Bezos. So we're going to pick, it's only like 30-40 seconds. So we're going to pick this video apart. But, welcome back, everyone. Around here, we're not picking sides. We're just picking apart, bad arguments and takes like this clown right here. And, calling out double standards with logic, fairness, and a little humor. So, I do want to back up what he just said.
They go to work, they come home, they play their video games, they watch their football games, they hang out on the couch playing with their phone, they go out with their friends, and that is their day.
Okay, well, he just described as a lot of women, like on their phones. Women majority of the time are on their phones. TikTok, just brain rot, Instagram, social media in general, dating apps, just scrolling their life away on their phone. What is this dude talking about? Like, clearly, I mean, we'll get to the comments at the end too. It's actually comical because I don't know who this clown is. I've never seen him before, but you can just see the sadness, emptiness in his eyes because clearly this is his only approach or only way to get women, unfortunately. He's so confidently telling these bold-faced lies, and it's pretty sad and embarrassing if you're this man right here on screen. But yeah, coming home from work and just sitting on the couch, and maybe there are some dudes like that, definitely, but not a vast majority. Women, like I said, are always doom scrolling, just spending their time away, buying on Amazon, whatever, So, and it's not to pick apart because there are some amazing women out there, but for him to just largely attack, a group of men and just, and again, we're gonna go to the comments and, just, hey, you guys in general, just do better. I'll get to finish my points after this. Let's finish out the video from this clown.
What do women bring to the table? They take care of the house. Everything looks great.
Okay, who bought the house? Okay.
Take care of the kids. Hey, by the way, are we going to the parent-teacher conference? No, mom's going. Hey, did you schedule that?
Oh, yeah, because the parent-teacher conference is so demanding. Yeah, it's nothing like working, 8-10 hour shift, construction work or something. But boy, that is nothing to a parent-teacher conference. Yeah, this guy's really spitting facts here. Oh, and doctor's appointments. My apologies. Get up out of here.
Doctor's appointment, mom's got it. Guys, we've got to bring more to the table.
He didn't name anything. Yeah, my son got to go to the doctors. He got a dentist. Psh, fella, step up. Who else is going to take him? One of the parents have to. This dude is, man, such a clown.
If you want to feel needed and wanted by women these days, do everything like they do.
Oh, golly. Hey, master energy, man. Yeah, this is King Grifter, King of Simps, man. This is crazy. Match their energy. He's even talking like a woman. Yeah, y'all, just match their energy because that's what really defines, what brings what to the table. Yeah, I know the man is, constantly, providing, protecting the household, doing everything he can, taking care of, yard work if there's any needed stuff that's lying around the house and needs to get fixed. But did you match their energy? Like, what is this clown talking about, yo?
Match their energy. Women don't really need men anymore, unfortunately.
Okay. And the thing is, just starting off a comment like that, it's so funny how you have a civilized society where we have all these, hospitals, police department, fire department, construction, automobiles, you name it. Your favorite apps that you're using, the phones, guess who built it? Men. And again, this is no bash or attack on women. So, because I'm always going to call out simps like this clown on the screen. But to just say we don't need men, if Thanos, just snapped his fingers, okay, and all the men, were wiped out, do you realize, how quick the society will crumble? And it's just embarrassing and so cringe that it's acceptable to say these stupid, you know, uh, bold-faced lies like this because you're going to get a tell them, king. I knew it wasn't just me because you have a society where it's perfect to bash men. It's never the guy's fault, or I'm sorry, it's never the woman's fault. And it's always just do better, just do better. Take you as you are, queen. You're perfect no matter what. And you know what? It starts, there's some simp fathers, and I don't know anything about this guy, but I feel bad if son or daughter, this is your father role model, because if you're the son, you're never going to be, good enough in the father's eyes because you're not matching their energy, whatever the, flip that means. And if the daughters, you're going to grow up, with the princess treatment, thinking everything you do is perfect, no matter what. I'm perfect the way I am. I don't need to, face any consequences, with any of my actions, no matter what. The rest of my, childhood through adulthood, I'll always be perfect, and I can never be in the wrong. You know what I mean? And so, just kind of unfortunate that we still live in a society. And my last point that I want to say, live in a society like this is because if you were to make a bold or blank statement, just say of any particular race or ethnicity, like, oh, all black people are lazy, they don't want to get job applications, anything, that is racist. And society and everyone for the most part be like, wow, you're going to generalize every single, it could be any ethnicity you can think of, and that's not acceptable, right? But when it comes to men, all bets are off. Hey, you know what? And a lot of the times, the women who are end up, dating or marrying these guys who actually turn out to be deadbeats had the blinders on all along, rose-colored glasses, where they were a scrub to begin with. Maybe they, were 6 feet or above or jacked or whatever, but, or they, DB cases, if you know what I mean. But you ignored all the red flags and all the signs. And so when you turns out you end up with the scrub, suddenly that one dude represents every single guy in existence, all 4 or 5 billion of us, Yeah, I passed up and I laughed at, the nice guys who, weren't exciting. They were consistent. That's what that means. You guys were consistent, as you should be, on your grind, in the gym, putting in work, on the job and after hours, for whatever you're trying to be in life. And, but there's nothing exciting there because you're just too, predictable. And so, I didn't want that. I wanted the dopamine chase. And now I'm a baby mama of 3. And so all men are trash because of my poor decisions. Obviously, there are some scumbags for sure who, lie and deceive women. So again, I'm not just attacking women, but to just go, hey, y'all, all y'all men, y'all trash, y'all suck. And it's socially acceptable. But could you imagine if it was the other way around and this clown, Timu Jeff Bezos, actually hopped on, was like, women, y'all just got to step it up, man. It ain't good enough to just be, if you're a good housewife or whatever, it ain't good enough to just be cooking and cleaning, doing chores. What are you bringing to the table? Men do this, that, you know what I mean? This wouldn't even have been on TikTok longer than 5 minutes. His account would have been flagged. He would have been banned, doxxed, you name it. But for some reason, totally acceptable. And you see it all in commercials where the guy is just a bumbling idiot. And the woman or the 13, 14-year-old child comes and saves the day. The father's a doofus and a clown. So, and enough is enough. So do not take advice from clowns like this, because again, whether he knows it or not, he's grifting. And this is $1 million business. You just lie to women, tell what they want to hear, and you'll be sitting wealthy like this dude, Mr. Clean over here. So let's pull up the comments for a little bit. All right. On the top comments, all caps, mind you, and we work a full-time job. Okay, well, congrats. That is officially an adult. Not really sure why you want to do the most basic adult things in life and, expecting praise. Wow, congrats. You went to work. Well done on being a productive member of society. Next, I heard a conversation from a first date where the man asked what she brought to the table. She asked if he even owned a table. Ooh, burn. He lived with his mother. And a lot of times you can't even believe these comments. They just saying whatever for likes and views. I would question Alex $100 for things that never happened. But yeah. And then the most basic one. Turns out we also bring the table. Yeah, because King Grifter himself, king of all simps. You can't even spell needed. Okay, yeah. They made us believe we did. Insane. And whatever, if it was a phone, computer, whatever typed up was built by a man. The software she used, the chair she probably sitting on, or bed. We can keep going on. But, being brainwashed and easily bamboozled will have you believing this kind of garbage. So again, not all women are like that and think like this, but you have to be wary, because it's really crazy in 2026. The most hated group is the masculine, straight man, who for the vast majority built the society and civilized the world we live in. Obviously, God the creator allowed this, but to just have the group of men being constantly bashed and destroyed, and it's acceptable on social media, TV shows, commercials, whatever. It's just enough is enough, you guys. We'll look at a couple more. And now I don't want it, man. You might be coping. This destroyed my marriage. My ex thinking I was super happy cooking, cleaning, working full time, and being family admin. Despite me asking for help, they were all the excuses. Okay, if you had all this time, it sounded like you either didn't have a job or part-time job or whatever. And it's like, so what did you want when you got married? Like, a lot of people get married and then they just think it's going to be on, easy street or easy mode. Like, you don't just get, okay, honey, I do. And, you just prop your feet up and just coast through the rest of life. Like, it just kind of just sounds like you want a father. You hear a lot of times, oh, he's looking for a mother. Yeah, it sounds like you're looking for a father. And so again, I don't want to just keep wasting the time, because this will you'll lose IQ points reading 90%, 99% of these comments. So there we have it, you guys. Because unless you're in the grifting business and simping is the only way you can attract the other, because being the masculine man was never for you, and it never got you anywhere because you didn't know how to be one. I do not want you guys listening to this kind of garbage. And there's nothing wrong with being a straight man, especially, I'm a man of God. It doesn't mean your meekness does not equate to weakness. So, keep your head up. I want this community to stand with each other. But I appreciate you guys, coming in, tuning in for another video. If you think I missed something, from this clown, let me know in the comments. And remember, apply the same standard to everyone. I'll see you guys in the next one. And thanks for tuning in to Into the Gray.